part of St. Charles County Parks Department. Walking up to the Daniel Boon home. It's a really nice pavilion that they rent out for wedding receptions. I think that was called a judgment tree. Is that a judgment tree? Yeah.
We don't know exactly when they started building this. We're pretty sure it's done, it's completed by 1817. You have tax records that show a spike in the taxes, which continues, and so we're pretty sure that's a pretty good tell that everything's completed by 1817.
Wow.
All the materials are from the site, so you have probably all the rock is coming up from up on the hill. There's a lot of outcroppings and areas where it's really easy to get to the limestone. Plenty of oak and walnut on the site. So as far as materials go, it's all
all here.
Relatively free.
Yes.
Labor is going to be the big cost, and we're not quite sure. Is it a general type contractor? Is it slave labor? Is it relatives and friends of Boon? I'm not entirely sure what the labor is, but that's where the big money is going to be on this project.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Now, is this actually Daniel Boon up here, or?
It is a copy of a painting of Daniel Boon a few months before he died.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Very
looking
cool.
pretty good there. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of hair.
Yeah. Very cool. Look at the woodwork on that fireplace mantle.
Mm-hmm.
That's something else, isn't it?
Yep. You've got nice walnut on all the door frames, the window frames, the closets, like you say, the mantle. That's all original.
Wow.
I mean, all the furnishings you see are the right time period, and there's some reproductions, but none of it's Boon, as far as we know.
Yeah. Now this photo up here, what's the deal with that? Do you know?
It's a I guess it'd be a sketch or drawing or picture, some sort of ink. It's not paint.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, it's supposed to be George Washington and Martha before they get married. So it's like courting.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. That's a cool picture. Very cool. I like it.
And that's the famous event of Jemima and the two Callaway girls getting abducted by Shawnee and Cherokee natives. Now that's not here, that's back in Kentucky.
Okay.
And so Boone trails them for 3 days with a posse, and they overtake and they shoot a few of them, and they get the girls back. I think within like a year, all 3 of those girls are married to one of the rescuers.
Wow. That's a neat story. Yeah.
So it worked out in an interesting way.
Yeah, it did, for sure. Now, if I can remember right, this was the bed that Daniel Boone, the bedroom that Daniel Boone actually passed away in, right?
It is. So this is his bedroom when he comes and visits Nathan. You know, he'd show up here and might be here for 2, 3, 4 months at a time, and this
Right.
is his bedroom when he's at this house.
Okay.
But when he's dying and he knows he's dying, he's actually over at Jemima's, which is like about 12 miles. It's out by Marthasville.
Okay.
And Boone says, "Go ahead and take me home." And he's referring to Nathan's house here.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, she's got a nice house too, as you know, because it's right on the site.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, and nobody really knows exactly why, he decided to, you know, that's not an easy little trip if you're on your deathbed to get out here and, you know, by wagon or whatever,
Yeah.
and come out here 12 miles to die here. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Nobody really is.
I think you can even still see the little horn that they used to, I guess, to put gunpowder in. I guess that's what that is on the side
Yeah,
of the
it's a
gun.
powder horn.
Yeah.
Clothes laid out. We know for sure that he died in here. There's some records. We know Nathan Boone has like a letter, and it talks about him dying in the northeast corner of the northwest room of the blah blah blah. Now it basically made a survey of death.
Wow.
It's very precise.
Now, do you know what this room was actually used for back in the day, or?
It's like a little sitting room,
Okay.
kind of like a hobby room.
Yeah.
So you might read letters or read a book, or you might do some spinning or some sewing. It's kind of like a quiet hobby room.
Yeah. So they have all the same woodwork around the fireplace.
You know, each one's a little different, but yeah, essentially it's the same style,
Right.
for sure.
Very neat.
You got some surveying equipment. Nathan's doing quite a bit of surveying. That's probably his bread and butter. He's in the military, and that really kind of works out for him because he gets a lot of military and government contracts. So he's all over Arkansas, western Missouri, Iowa, and we think he might even be into southern Minnesota. So
Wow, that's a lot of traveling for back in the day.
it is. He's probably one heck of a horseman. It's a reproduction rifle. Right style, but it's.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know of a Boone rifle. There might be a relative somewhere that's got one hidden away, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing on display anywhere that someone says absolutely is Daniel Boone that I know of.
This is the view from the second story. Maybe it's the third story. I have to look and see. I think it's a third story balcony. This is Nathan and Olive's bedroom back in the day.
So they, we know Olive talked about wanting wallpaper, but we don't know what she chose. So this is a period wallpaper, but it's not most likely not the one she chose. They had 14 kids. They had 11 girls and 3 boys.
Wow.
And it's usually pretty much every 2 years. So imagine, 28 years, you've always got some sort of toddler running around.
I did 13 kids times 9 months, and how many months of that did she spend her life pregnant? That's a long time.
That's a lot of years being pregnant.
10 years,
too.
yeah.
So that's a painting of the salt operation. One of the things that Nathan tried to do when he first arrived was he leased out a salt spring. It was going fairly well until he started getting, he had like about 20 men under him, and he's having trouble feeding them, so he was bringing in cattle, but the Osage Indians were running off with all his cattle. So he kind of gave up, spring of 1812.
Was that salt area around here someplace?
It's not close, it's a few miles away.
Okay, but it was in this general area?
I think so. I don't know the exact location.
Okay, perfect.
Like I say, I don't know yet. This would be the girls' room. Like I said, there's 11 girls. The boys would be upstairs up in the attic. Now they're not all going to be here at once, and the girls are getting married off pretty young, so 14, 15, 16 years old, so they don't stack up too bad. There was some fire damage and insect damage, and it was replaced with walnut. But right through here, this is all original oak.
Very cool.
And then that's the stairwell that goes up to the attic. There's nothing up there right now. It's not.
Going down to the basement, to the kitchen area.
Hello.
Well, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hello. Hi.
You Kate or?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Craig.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So this is the kitchen area.
This was the dining room.
Yeah.
Kitchen's over there.
Perfect.
Yeah, so this is where a lot of the kids and the enslaved spent most of their time.
Okay.
So they would have eaten regular meals in here. If they had any guests over, they probably would have eaten upstairs.
Yeah.
It's a little fancier.
Right.
Generally, adult males eat first, then the women, and then the children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
so
pecking order to the meal,
there
huh?
was. You weren't.
And the women cooked it all, but they had to wait for the guys to eat it, huh?
Yeah. And then the kids, you weren't really allowed at the table until you could hold an adult conversation.
Oh.
So otherwise, you were eating in the kitchen.
Okay, I guess I would have been eating in the kitchen still. Yeah, this is really cool. Look how thick these walls are.
So you were 13?
Yeah.
So it does look a bit different down here.
Yes.
So the French doors are not original to the Boons. Those were added at a later date, so it would have just been solid stone wall. There was one door to the outside, and then there was a door to separate the kitchen from the dining room as well. Brick floor, also not original. It was either packed dirt, more likely it was limestone.
Very neat. Now I think the fireplace used to be here, right?
Yes, it did. So that did have to be filled in. And then they have the replica around the corner here. So that is the only non-working fireplace in the home.
Yeah, a lot of fireplaces.
Yes, one in every room. So you've been out here before then?
Oh yeah. I bet they had to lower that so they wouldn't burn the house down.
I imagine so. Yeah, I mean, they still light it for like candlelight and
Yeah.
everything. I guess they keep it there. I'm not sure. Usually somewhere else. I never get to see anything else.
Yeah, this is very nice. Very nice. Well, I think we're pretty much done with this tour.
Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to get everything ready for kids.
Oh, I would have never figured that out. I'm glad you didn't let me
Oh,
brush
sure.
it.
Here's the other side of the Danny Boon home. Now, from what I can recall, this used to be the front of the house, and what we would think the front is now used to be the back of the house. We'll walk around to a couple of these buildings down here and check it out. This old log cabin here, they used to call it the schoolhouse. Come in here and this is where the kids would sit at. Fireplace. That's an old chalkboard there. This says Mount Hope School, 1837. Really cool. Looks like they're lighting for the building. I'm not sure exactly what this building was, but I'm thinking it's where they made all the dresses and quilts and stuff. This is the woodworking shop.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
So these are the spoons that you're making?
Yeah, those are spoons I've made. This is the one I'm started today. A piece of cherry wood, and just went from the axe work, now starting on the knife work.
Okay.
And so it's got about 3 hours to go to get it in a pretty good spot. So right now it's all just taking off a lot of material, thinning it down.
Wow. I guess that's how they always made all their spoons and knives and forks and stuff, huh?
Yeah, you just pay attention to what the wood wants to do, and then you do it.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, this is a neat old building.
It is. Well, Craig, I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad that I stopped in and seen you too. It was really nice.
And you know you're welcome down here anytime.
Walking down the village a little bit more. This is what they call the woodworking shop. Really cool building. There's the chapel, which we will go over there. They rent that out for weddings. This area right here to your left, that door, they used to call that, and I think they still do, the bridal's chamber. And that's where the brides would get all dressed with their bridesmaids and come up the steps and walk around here to the chapel to get married. There's some cemetery gravestones of some of the people that used to live here. This is the chapel where all the weddings are at. That little building right there used to be where the groomsmen would get ready for the wedding and come in the other door, come out of there and into the church. No, I'm just walking around.
That's when
There was a wedding group in there practicing for their wedding this weekend. That was really cool to see. This building here was the outdoor kitchen, is what they called it. Looks like an old barn there. Some old buildings. Look how they did the logs on that little building there. This building is called the General Store. I don't know if it's open or not, but we'll go check it out. That building was the surveyor's house. Nope, not open, but you'll see what's in there. This building here they called the blacksmith house. This barn, I guess that's where they did all the blacksmith for making horseshoes and stuff like that. And this building here is the grist mill. This is a cool building here. I guess they used to have oxens or something that they would put on this little thing and make them walk in circles to turn the mill. It's amazing how they engineered this to work out of wood. What we have here is a covered bridge. Just look how beautiful it is out here. Couple of cool wagons in here. Looks like that steel around wood. That building right here, from what I can remember, is the building that Daniel Boone and his wife's funeral services were held in. Now, the building was moved to this location a long time ago. You can probably see how the paint and some of the windows are broken out. They had a really bad hailstorm back in July, I believe he said. And they're still trying to get things put back together from it. Another building on the site. I forget the name of it right off top. This building is broke up into 2 rooms and they're almost identical, with a breezeway between them. Here it is. It's called the Newton Howe Gallery. Steps of nowhere. Well, that's going to do it for the Daniel Boone Park Village, Linwood Park, on our tours for today. We're going to go see if we can find something else to do. This is a beautiful place to come to if you ever get a chance to come out and check it out. You can see that covered bridge right there. Beautiful landscaping back there in the mountains. Very nice.